Hello, Aquarius. This is Debs, and this is your reading for January 2024. So, Aquarius, here we are, very nearly into a new year. I hope you guys are well. Now, Aquarius, my goodness, so much came through in meditation. I almost wanted to say to Archangel Michael, stop, because I need a pen and a piece of paper to write all this down. And he was saying, no, Deborah, it's going to come through when you need it. But it's just the overall energy that you should remember. First of all, Aquarius, I heard the term splitting the atom. And then a voice saying, but that's impossible. No, it's not impossible. It's been done. I then saw a piece of wheat that someone was splitting into two. And looking at the piece of wheat that had the head of wheat on it and the piece of wheat that seemed to be superfluous. I don't need this other bit. It's just a piece of straw, right? And then analyzing whether or not they should throw away this other piece that didn't have the head of wheat on it. So weird. I then heard doctrination, and I had to look it up because I wasn't familiar with that word. And doctrination is about programming, conditioning, based on people around you, based on your upbringing, based on your religion. So you could say that you were doctrinated into your religion, right? But Aquarius, you are now stepping forward as an individual, and you are analyzing what you want for your life going forward. It's as if you're prepared to detach yourself from what people hoped that you would become or wanted you to become. Because you're realizing, Aquarius, it's very important for you to be true to yourself. Very important. For some of you, the mask is coming off. For others of you, you are going to be having a sit-down conversation with somebody or a group of people or your parents, whoever this is, to explain that you have to live based on your own truths, based on your own beliefs, based on who you really are, not as a product of where you've come from, but what is your soul guiding you to achieve. You're really looking at your identity, Aquarius. It's very interesting. And I feel you're going to be building up elements of yourself that you have realized you want to concentrate on. You may feel starved in some area of your life, i.e., you could have been sat for a lot of your life in your feminine energy. Now you're taking charge and you want to shift further into your masculine energy, but you don't want to do it in a way that's going to upset people, or you don't want to do it in a way where people are going to pigeonhole you. Oh, Aquarius is suddenly acting like that, so they must be X, Y, Z. No. It's almost as if you've allowed yourself to be pushed and guided and cajoled in a certain direction, and you felt increasingly uncomfortable with that. It's as if the real you was screaming inside. Sounds very dramatic. I don't mean it to be. This is the inner you wanting to get out, but you've been pushing it down and putting any changes on the back burner because you didn't want to cause upset to those around you, or you simply didn't know how to handle this person wanting to get out. Right? Wow, well, if I really delve into this side of myself, what am I going to become? Or how are people going to view me? There was a sense of fear. So Aquarius, as you can imagine, there was a lot that I came out of meditation with, which is going to be forming the basis of this reading. So I have no idea what's going to come through. But I'm feeling that this may be quite deep. For others of you, you can skim off the top, as in you can take what's relevant for you and simply just ignore the parts of this reading that are not relevant. Wow. Okay, Aquarius. The deck that I'm using is the Illuminati Tarot by Eric C. Dunn. If you want a private reading, everything is down below, the link to my website, the decks I use, and the link to join my channel if you're interested in becoming a member. As you know, as many of you know, I put out weekly videos every Sunday just for my members. All right, Aquarius. I don't know why, I'm hearing tree sap. I'm seeing somebody cutting into a tree and sap is running down the tree trunk. You want to harvest the inner core of yourself, Aquarius, without frightening everybody off or without alienating yourself. I'm hearing somebody say simply, I just want to be me. I just want to be me. But Aquarius, for some of you, you may have felt that if you were purely you, the essence of you, people might begin to disconnect because people like to pigeonhole people. Oh, they're this person, they're that person, right? They're heterosexual. Or this is somebody highly intellectual, or this is somebody who struggles getting in touch with their emotion. No, you don't want to be pigeonholed by anyone, Aquarius. But you have found it in recent times increasingly difficult to know how to bring the real you to the surface. You're sort of breaking the surface here, Aquarius. It may be a very sensitive time. It may be a sensitive time. All right, guys, here we go. Here we go. Yeah. Aquarius, the reason why you're doing this, I feel, is because you're fed up of sitting in the middle somehow. Afraid to turn left, afraid to turn right. No, I'm just going to kind of tread water in the middle. No, Aquarius, you want to choose a direction. You're ready because you want to put everything into that direction. It's like you've been paddling in the shallow end and you now want to dive into the deep end, but you want to make sure that it's definitely right for you. So you could be delving more into your masculine side or your feminine side, or you could be deciding to, even for some of you, detach from your religion. You may be perusing other religions. Well, I know my parents brought me up in this religion, but I don't know if I really believe it. And did they really believe their religion? Or were they programmed by their parents, my grandparents? You're finding your own feet, Aquarius, and I'm hearing it's way past time. Way past time. Okay. All right, guys. Whoa. And Aquarius, we're starting with the Death card. I mean, we're starting with an ending. I'm hearing someone say to themselves, I'm not who people think I am. And I've got to gather the courage to be open about that now. But Aquarius, I don't think you try to deceive anyone. You may not have understood or come to terms with your own identity before. And now you know. But it's a question of how you reveal your true self to the world. Do I do it all in one go? Do I do it gradually? There's a sense of not wanting to freak anyone out. I mean, this could be as simple, guys, as you doing a 9-to-5 job, but you're highly psychic and you may be getting messages from the divine. But if you talk to Bob in accounts, who's a colleague of yours, and Bob may say to you, how are you? And you say, oh, I'm fine. What you really want to say is, no, I feel as if I'm surrounded by lost souls and I feel as if my calling is to move into mediumship. What do you think about the fifth dimension? What do you think about angels, right? And you're afraid that Bob from accounting is going to look at you as if you're crazy. Are you sure you're okay? Do you want to see someone? Do you want to sit down and just have a cup of tea, you know? Yeah, Aquarius. You want to delve much deeper into who you are and almost brainstorm with other people about that, but you're afraid that if you do that, they're going to look at you in a different way, or they're going to assess you as being a bit crazy, or say to you, Aquarius, well, why didn't you say that you felt like this before? Well, Aquarius, you may not have known before. That's the thing. Or you may not have chosen your identity before, or felt comfortable in knowing whether or not you wanted A or B before, right? So this is a massive transition for you. You're shedding your outer shell and you're reaching deep down into the core of you, the resin within you, because it's time. It's time. Yes. Aquarius, you are transitioning, stepping into the energy of the Emperor. Now, as a feminine, you may be shifting more into your masculine energy, taking charge, taking life by the scruff of its neck. To hell with what people will think, right? I've got to be true to myself. For others of you, Aquarius, if you're a masculine, you may well be ending your status as husband because you may feel completely disconnected from your partner. Now, for some of you, it may well be that you're deciding to shift direction because perhaps potentially you've come to terms with the fact that you don't find women attractive anymore. You get me? Okay. So YouTube guys, I can't be any more explicit than that. But this is an interesting dynamic. For others of you, you may have felt as if you'd followed everybody's rules, done exactly what everybody else wanted you to do since you were a child, and now you're coming into your own. You're really coming into your own, male or female. It's an exciting time. You're going to feel exhilarated, but there is a lot of fear under the surface because for some of you, you may be breaking the mold. You may be breaking the mold. For instance, if you've been of one religion for generations back, you may be the first person that puts their hand in the air and says, I'm sorry, but I don't agree with this religion anymore, or I don't feel it's right for me. For others of you, you may have been firmly sunk into a family dynamic or an environment or a group of people who simply have not awoken. They're still in shadow. They're all about their ego, how they look, purchasing things to make themselves feel good, not really wanting to analyze what is the truth of life, why we're here. What is it all about? No, because their mindset is, well, we're born, we earn enough to pay our bills and expenses, we then retire, and if we're lucky, we've got 20 years of retirement, and then we die, and that's it. Whereas Aquarius, I think that you particularly, as someone who is so expansive mentally, you are itching to learn more about what else is out there and about yourself, the deeper self, the core of you. In the past, the star. Aquarius, for some of you, you did well. You may have been looked up to by people in your environment. You could be a star in your own right. But underneath all that was a lot of pain because you may have channeled a lot of the angst and problems and issues and heartbreak that you had to deal with into forming a very successful career. So you could have poured a lot of heartbreak into writing lyrics for music. You could have become the person that everybody went to when they were having a bad day. Oh, Aquarius is always really compassionate because Aquarius has probably been through this before. Yes, what you're realizing now is it's only been the tip of the iceberg. And now you're ready to sort of crack yourself open, fish around, and see what else is in there. See what you comprise of. You were switching in between enjoying the role that people gave you as someone that potentially was doing well, was successful, enjoying the adulation, enjoying the success, and switching back into a very quiet private life where you knew that your success was actually built on what you'd endured in the past. And that part of it was incredibly painful. So this is actually you in the past sitting in the middle of that bridge. I don't want to play the victim, but I don't want to be sitting in my ego. So, where am I going with myself? What direction is right for me now? What you're thinking about, Aquarius, is I want to step forward into the light and show people who I am, but I want to do it in such a way that people don't start just disconnecting from me, because it would be painful. So this is pretty sensitive, what you're dealing with here, Aquarius. In the immediate past, with the Ace of Cups, you realised that you had to concentrate on self-love. So you could have reached down deep inside and realised there was a lot of hurt and pain and confusion and frustration that you needed to heal. For some of you, this is literally you healing inner child issues. And there was a sense of release and freedom when you did that. Acceptance of what happened, and a fierce desire to move away from that and move forward. Let's just put this in the past. I've dealt with it now. I've unraveled everything, and I now want to leave it behind. It was that I think you went through. What you're thinking about, interesting, is the alchemist, the magician. Yes. Aquarius, you are supremely powerful. This is you knowing that you have everything within you to forge forward and be very successful as maybe a very different person than people assumed you were in the past. The sword of truth, you've cut away from hurt from the past. The Ace of Wands, you're passionate about driving forward with no filter. The true you. The Ace of Pentacles, this is you staying grounded within all of this emotional turmoil. And the Ace of Cups, going back to self-love. So you know you can achieve whatever you want to achieve, Aquarius. It's a question of how are other people going to take this? In the immediate future, Three of Cups. Okay. Aquarius, you could start with having quiet conversations with people nearest and dearest to you. Could be parents, siblings, a best friend. You may be quietly touching on who you really are and putting your feelers out as to whether or not those people that you communicate with feel that other people are not ready to hear what you have to say, or how to broach a very important conversation. Yes. In your fears, Aquarius, the Six of Cups. For some of you, Aquarius, you may be feeling that your past is going to catch up to you. And this is making you nervous because you don't want to delve back into the past. It may have been something that you accepted you had to unravel in the immediate past as part of your healing the inner child. But you don't want anything from the past to be brought back up again. Painful experiences, the confusion, the frustration that you felt in the past. You don't want to delve back into that. It's too painful. You're afraid that if you come out with what you really want to say and take any mask off that you may be wearing, then other people are going to question you. Well, Aquarius, let's go back to when you were a child. What actually happened to cause you to feel like this? You don't want to delve into that because apart from anything else, it's not relevant now. It's not relevant now. What's done is done. Whether it's your upbringing, whether or not you were bullied at school, whether or not you had issues to do with your color, race, religion, culture. You don't want to be pulled back into that. You're firmly saying, no, the past is the past. But you're afraid that what you're going to come out with is going to cause people to want to delve deeper. People generally, Aquarius, can simply be very nosy. And this is you putting up very strong boundaries. You're saying no to delving into the past. But you are talking in private to some people that you trust, who I think are going to help you find a way to open up and be vulnerable, to say what you need to say. So in the environment, this could be the general public at large. This could be work colleagues, because here you're talking to 2 or 3 people that you know very well, that are very close to you. Whoever is in the environment. Temperance. Aquarius, I almost feel as if whoever this is, or whatever group of people you will be connecting with, who are going to be hearing about the new you, I feel, Aquarius, as if they already know. Now, you may be shocked at that. You may be thinking, God, I would have thought they wouldn't have a clue. Yes, Aquarius, I don't know why I'm hearing that. They already know. So it's not going to be as much of a shock as you thought it might be when you speak to them about how you really feel deep down. They may not show a lot of expression on their faces. They may look at you and smile and simply nod. Okay, Aquarius, yes, well, no big surprise. I think, Aquarius, it may be something that rocks your world because you'll almost want them to be surprised. Oh my God, so you knew back then that I wasn't being true to myself. You may feel embarrassed. You may feel mortified. You may feel as if they believe that you were just being dishonest pertaining to who you are. But that's not the case, because even though, Aquarius, other people may have been able to see who you really were in the past, you couldn't see it. You couldn't see it, and that's the whole point. But it may surprise you. In your hopes, 2 of Wands. Okay, Aquarius, you are going to need to be able to stand at crossroads for a short period of time, because you're not quite ready to choose A or B quite yet. You're still kind of sitting in the middle of that bridge. It's as if you don't want people to pressurize you into making a choice, and you may feel that they want you to do that because you're opening up to them. Oh, now Aquarius is opening up and wanting to talk about this, talk about their thoughts and feelings and ideas and beliefs. Well, Aquarius, what are you going to choose? You don't want to be put in that position, because it's almost as if it's taken enough out of you to even delve into the fact that you may want to move down a different path. So you don't want there to be any pressure, no pressure. So Aquarius, let's have a look at the outcome. Yes, wow, this is so relevant pertaining to what we're talking about. 6 of Swords. This is you moving forward, totally emotionally immersed in the wonderful peace and calm that's going to wash over you once you've actually spoken your truth, what's in your heart. There'll be a massive sense of relief and a sense that finally now you can piece together your future identity. I'm feeling somebody out there getting incredibly emotional. So I'm hoping this is going to hit the right person or group of Aquarians. But if this is you guys, then you're going to be okay. You've got nothing to worry about. But the mask is coming off. You're going through a massive transition. So guys, in terms of clarification for you, yes, 8 of Wands. It's almost, Aquarius, once you start talking, you won't be able to stop. It's all going to come out, and it may come out in a rush. you may find yourself very emotional. It may be that you swing from upset to anger during the course of conversation, but it's all going to come out. And I feel that those closest to you are simply going to sit there and say, we're here if you need us, right? We're here if you want to get anything else out so that you can settle your emotions down again, simmer down again, and take stock once everything's been revealed. It is going to come out in a rush. It's going to be like you turned a tap on and it's all going to be flooding out from you. But it's a good thing. It's going to be like a release. 7 of Wands, yes. Aquarius. I mean, this is you previously having put up defenses. No, I don't want to talk about this. Pushing people away. Feeling very confused, not quite sure which direction you should be moving in, but feeling as if you had to carry this weight on your shoulders. With this release in this conversation or series of conversations, you may say, I'm sorry I was defensive before. I'm sorry that I pushed you away before, but I couldn't tell you how I was really feeling because you may have freaked out, right? I mean, it's all going to come tumbling out. The floodgates are going to open, Aquarius. You needed to do this because you couldn't have dealt with this pressure and this burden for much longer. You just couldn't have dealt with it. No. So whoever is in your external environment, not your internal environment, again, work colleagues, the general public, people who may know you as an acquaintance, they kind of already knew what was on your mind. And they're sitting there as if to say, well, it's no big deal for us because we kind of guessed this already, you know? We kind of guessed that you felt uncomfortable in your skin, that you weren't being true to yourself, but we couldn't say anything because we didn't know if you were conscious of wearing a mask or not. And I hope you understand me, Aquarius. So, clarification for them. Yeah, the Sun, Aquarius, they are just so pleased and relieved that you felt comfortable enough in whipping off the mask, in expressing your true feelings, in being totally vulnerable, right? We got a child, a naked child on a horse, right? We've got you holding your head up, facing childhood issues, or facing strict parental conditioning and saying, no more. I'm sorry, but this is the real me. This is what I truly believe. This is where I really feel I should be going. And I'm sorry, but I have to be true to myself from now on. From this point onwards, there's happiness in this, Aquarius. Yeah. 7 of Cups. I'm hearing whoever these people are might say to you, well, we were really confused, Aquarius, when you were actually going to reveal all this, because we kind of already knew it. But we thought that you might be sitting in confusion, so we couldn't say anything. Aquarius. All right, guys, now, under the deck, we have, 5 of Swords. Aquarius, I get the feeling that you don't have to run anymore. The 5 of Swords is, I've got to just run away from this situation or run away from myself. Or I don't want to look at this, a sense of escapism. Jumping from place to place or person to person because you didn't want to stand still enough to really look at why you were doing that. So Aquarius, you may almost have felt as if you had to be constantly on the move, constantly putting your guard up, constantly having to brush your emotions under the carpet, simply based out of fear. You can see yourself now. You don't have to live that life anymore, Aquarius, because this is you stepping forward into the light saying, take it or leave it, this is who I am. And I feel, Aquarius, the angels and archangels are kind of applauding you because this has taken immense courage in maybe the face of adversity, immense courage. There's no more escaping, there's no more running, Aquarius, you're standing still. You may have constantly sabotaged a long-term relationship. Your partner may not have known what or who you wanted for a long time. You may have sabotaged partnerships, work partnerships, not wanted people to get close to you in case they realize that you were sat in internal confusion pertaining to who you really are, right? And now, Aquarius, with the Wheel of Fortune, you are free. There's a wonderful sense of liberation. You're free to move into a new cycle totally yourself. With no fears, no stress, no doubts, no runner mentality, you're stepping forward and you've got your head held high. And I love to see that energy. Ace of Wands. You are starting a new passionate journey where you are going to feed all the parts of yourself that were starved over the last few years. You're going to delve into the deepest parts of yourself, clean it all up, and build up a really strong sense of self. This is liberation, ascension for some of you. So, Aquarius, my goodness. Rather like the reading that I did for Libra, which was pretty intense, actually quite similar. You may have Libra in your chart in many ways, similar in many ways. I feel as if I'm not going to start from the beginning and clarify every card. I'm literally going to be starting with a Six of Swords, because we don't need to go back around to clarify your past or to clarify your immediate future, because this has already been covered, okay? So, Aquarius, Six of Swords. You're moving to calmer waters emotionally. You may even be looking at moving to a different location for some of you. There could be some very, very big changes coming up in the next few months. You could be ending a partnership. It could be you changing career direction. But you're definitely now comfortable and at peace with this decision. You're no longer worrying about what other people are going to think, Aquarius. That is the core of what this is all about. You're shining brightly and you're being true to yourself. And that is all that the divine is wanting any of us to achieve. So, Six of Swords. What is the Six of Swords all about, Archangel Michael? Thank you. The Strength card, yeah. So Aquarius, it would have taken a lot for you to have the courage to embrace your truth. I feel after this revelation, I feel it's going to be more of a revelation to yourself than to those around you. As soon as you have opened up, I feel as if you're going to then quietly withdraw again, but not in fear and doubt and worry and stress, with a sense of relief, because you're now looking at making a choice between two paths. Yeah. Yes, Hangman. So this is you coming out of self-sacrifice, and you're now in a more peaceful place in your life where you're analyzing where you want to go now, what you want to achieve now, because it's as if you've released the ties that bound you to a situation or a thought process or an identity. You're free. You're free. And it's a wonderful feeling. Ten of Cups. You can now create your own Ten of Cups, Aquarius. Whether or not it's you moving into a really fulfilling, happy career, whether or not it's you detaching from what might have been a bit of a suffocating dynamic, Whether or not it's moving towards someone romantically in particular, or literally building your own 10 of Cups for yourself. You're looking at what's going to make you really happy going forward. What else is Aquarius considering, Michael, in the future? 2 of Cups. Who or what you truly love. You may have put up very strong boundaries with other people, Aquarius, and not expressed what was really in your heart because you felt you couldn't, you felt restricted, you felt that people may call you out, people may disapprove. You actually don't care anymore. That's the wonderful thing. You don't wish to hurt anyone, but you don't care anymore. What, Aquarius, you may look back and find amusing, and I use the word amusing because it's relevant here. What you may find amusing is that the majority of people already knew, Aquarius. Already knew. Whatever you were hiding, whatever you felt uncomfortable to express, they already knew. And you may sit there chuckling to yourself thinking, wow, God, I've wasted some time, you know? Gosh, I've wasted time. But I think you're just going to look to the future, Aquarius. There's going to be no looking back with regret at all. Everybody has lessons to learn in this life. I mean, life is a stage, right? We're all actors. We have to play the part and learn our lessons and hope, for many of us, that it's enough for our souls to be pure enough to return to heaven. 4 of Pentacles. Aquarius, after maybe being up in a rather tangled cerebral mindset, you're going to come back down to earth and reground yourself. So emotionally now, you feel more settled. You've expressed your true self, your thoughts, your beliefs, your intentions. You have opened back up to love, whether it's self-love or love for someone else. And you are now thinking on a practical basis. Okay, coming back down to earth again. 4 of Pentacles. You're hanging on to the main core of yourself, but you are recreating the rest of yourself, right? It's like cutting off the dead shoots of a shrub, replanting it, feeding it, and watching it flourish next spring. Maybe the shoots will be different. Maybe the flowers will be different because it's different soil, because you fed it with a different nutrient, because you've got rid of all the dead leaves and the branches that have died previously. You've stripped yourself down and you're ready to reground yourself, replant yourself in different soil. You're ready. What else are you going to be looking at, Aquarius? 2 of Swords. You're going to be looking at cutting away anything from the past that you kept dwelling on, that you kept stressing about. You're just cutting away from that. You're cutting away from that. That's what I feel that is. Yes. Aquarius, for some of you, you were overindulgent. For some of you, you sat in ego. For others of you, you know that the life you were living was not the true you. You may look back almost with embarrassment. God, was I really like that? Did I really come across that way? Did I really speak to that person in that way? Yes, you did, but it was part of your lesson. It may be painful to look back and remember how you were because you're a new person now. But this is you simply, Aquarius, reliving a few painful truths. For some of you, you may wish as if you could turn the clock back, but you can't. And actually, it wouldn't serve you because it's part of your lesson. It's part of why you're on this planet, right? 7 of Pentacles. Yes, Aquarius, you are not 2 of Swords looking at the past anymore. It's as if it would only be tormenting yourself, and you don't see any point in that. And I'm sure other people wouldn't want you to keep sitting in the past, going over who you were, because you're not that person anymore. Yes, it's done. The past is done. You're never going to have to go through things that you went through in the past because they were fleeting, they were brief, they were painful, but the wound is mended. There's also, Aquarius, an amazing sense of you've made it. I mean, we have a mountain in the background. Oh my goodness, I made it. There's a crown, feather in your cap, feathers here, right? You're holding up this sword in triumph. I made it. I made it through that painful time. Yes, 3 of Wands. So Aquarius, you're now waiting for your ships to come in a brand new direction, feeling super excited. You're ready to embrace change. You were not ready before. And this is you excited about what the future's going to bring you. So Aquarius, I hope that for many of you, you've connected to this reading. I hope I haven't gone too much off on a bit of a tangent for some of you. But for those of you that resonate with this, you will know exactly what this is, and you may be emotional. Just know that you're not alone. A lot of people go through this sense of self-confusion. But you will be very, very soon lifting your face to the sun and thanking God for the lessons. So, my beautiful Aquarians, I am going to leave the reading there. I hope you've enjoyed it. As always, sending love and light your way and many blessings. Bye now.